Fasting for 15 hours and being full in 10 minutes is a prime example of how temporary the pleasures of the dunya, the world, are. And this is important to say because in Ramadan, people get worried about not being able to study as much, focus as much, you're more tired, your sleep gets messed up. But when you think like this, you're treating fasting as a chore, as a hindrance, when it's not. It's not about starving yourself of food and water. It's about getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to creating a deeper connection with Him by the end of this month. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I'm trying my best to do Ibadat, how I've revamped my routine completely in Ramadan, still studying 6 to 8 hours every single day, getting 7 hours of sleep daily, and not falling in the common traps of getting tired after iftar or feeling low throughout the entire day. But if there is anything that you should take away from this video, it should be the concept of barakah, blessing. I've received the best exam results of my life in this month, and it's not because I studied the most or worked the hardest, but because you spend more time on Ibadat, because you're structuring your entire day around acts of worship. The studying and the work you will do will naturally become much more efficient and productive. That is the barakah of putting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, and that is the mindset through which you should be approaching everything that you're doing in this blessed month. Anyways, let's go through the full routine, and I'll make sure to drop some gems and tips to maximize the amount of studying, the amount of ibadat, everything that you do throughout the day. The hours of the day that I study with the highest level of focus are after Isha Tarawih around 9 to 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. And that's because at iftar, I'm not stuffing my face with fried foods that are high in carbs, etc. So I don't get hit with the same crash, that lethargic feeling that most people complain about. And that's why by around 9-10 p.m. when you're done digesting, you're done with the prayers of the evening, you spend some time with family and friends, it becomes super easy to put your phone away, put the Nasheed's playlist on, and just start working. In my head, there's also urgency, so there's only around 2 hours before I need to get to sleep. So the amount of work I get done in those 2 hours is honestly next level efficient. And by the way, my study method is very simple. I start by learning all the information that I need to understand in layers, easiest to then hardest, and I side by side convert all this content, all this information and lectures and stuff that I'm learning into questions, so that I can use these questions to test myself on them in future revision sessions. Click here to watch a video where I show you exactly how I do all of this live in my live studying series. Again, if you struggle to start work at that point, low motivation, etc., it is all about developing a quick routine to quickly get you in the mood. So even if I'm feeling lazy or dead tired, I tell myself to just sit in the chair, get a coffee, open up my question document, my lectures, and just start going through the things. Even if I don't feel like doing it, this is the routine. I know where I'm sitting, I know what resources I'm using, let's go. What I've done here is I've removed all the potential barriers in my head, and I've started without much thought needed. Because sometimes the solution is to not think, is to have the same cycle, the same routine to get through the first 10-15 minutes of studying, and then the rest takes care of itself. However, as soon as it's 12 a.m, khalas, finish. Stop studying, don't push yourself to keep working, it's honestly not worth it. Be strict with this part of the routine. 12 a.m. to 4 a.m, you need sleep. 4 to 5 a.m. is the UK time for suhoor prep right now. A good habit is to wake up an hour before suhoor, take time to digest everything, although to be honest, these days I've been waking up very late. Regardless though, I eat 4 to 5 eggs every day, and I pair them with one of oats, lentils, yogurts, butters, etc. They're slow carb releasing foods. You drink a liter of water as well, boom, easy, your nutrition is sorted. Make sure to pray Fajr and do at least 15 to 30 minutes of Ibadat too afterwards. It's very doable. Quran, zikr, du'as. The morning time of Ramadan is very blessed. Plus, if you can't sleep immediately after food, it'll give you time to relax and then tire yourself out as well. And by 5:30 to around 8 a.m, you go back to bed, get a couple more hours of sleep. But even if you do have to wake up early, with the sleep routine you've gotten at least 6 to 7 hours in, which is more than enough. Remember, having the ideal sleep is not a necessity. You're sacrificing that perfect sleep so you can earn all the blessings of this month. Anyways, 8-9 a.m. to around 4 p.m, this is the daytime where you go to school, work, university. But what's important, what you need to do is to keep on making smart choices to maximize the amount of work, the studying that you can get done in that daytime. Don't get lazy just because you're fasting, it's not an excuse. Utilize any and all gaps between classes, any free time. Don't just sit around and do nothing. Go directly to the libraries, get some pre-studying in, revise topics that you need to, do some basic tasks even if you're tired, simply so that you have less to do when you get home. And even after you do finish class, let's say 3 p.m, I know you'll want to relax, you want to chill, you're tired, you want to go home, but the smartest thing that you can do is to just stay on campus. Go to the library and get an hour, even 45 minutes of work done, the easiest basic tasks you need to finish. Just an hour or two of videos to watch on concepts, doing some homework, some projects that you need to work on. Even if you do have to go home, don't just take a long break on your phone, etc. Just go home and stay in school mode. Straight away, get that extra hour or two of work done. You can do less energy consuming tasks as well, so it's not like they're gonna take a heavy mental toll on you. To be honest, that's why I stay in hospital 90% of the days after my classes and placements and everything finish, regardless of Ramadan. I stay there, I go to the library and just start working. Sticking to that routine because I know once I go home, I'll feel tired, I'm in a comfortable environment, I'll just want to relax. And the benefit of this effort on working those extra 1 to 2 hours is that firstly, I am constantly, every day, working towards the big milestones, the big goals I have outside of the basics like class and gym. And secondly, in Ramadan especially, when I do have to start working again in the evening, I've already sorted so much stuff out in the day. So I can jump immediately into the important work that I need to do and spend the rest of my time in prayers with my family, etc. By the way, a few quick tips to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this month. Make sure to make time for praying Zohar and Asr on time, read the Sunnah and Nafal Rakat, do any Ibadat that you can. And for example, if I do struggle a bit, I have a headache, I feel hungry or thirsty, the simple solution is to draw my mind back to the purpose of fasting to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So instead of entertaining those thoughts, you just do some zikr, read surahs, read the Durud Sharif in your head. Doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in the car, in class, these are the simple acts of worship that you can do in the day to override those temporary feelings. Now 4 to 6 p.m. is the point that I think no work should be done. We are 2 hours before iftar. Regardless of how strong you are and how much willpower you have, your brain is not working at full capacity anymore. So what I prefer to do is to get home, go to the gym, do a chill workout, do some exercise for an hour, and then 5 to 6 p.m. come back, spend some time reading Quran, prepare iftar, slow down. Now ideally you've been doing acts of worship throughout the entire day, but from the hour before iftar all the way to post taraweh, you shouldn't be thinking about doing work or studies. This is the time to be with your family, friends, and spend your time in prayer. It is my favorite part of the day. It is the essence of Ramadan. You come together as a community, everyone who's doing the same thing, everyone with the same purpose of getting a deeper, better connection with Allah. So yeah, from 5 to 10 p.m, forget about studies, don't do any of it. And after Tarawih, 10 to 12 a.m, as I said earlier, that is when you can focus and get that proper study session in. See, overall, this is a very nice daily routine. That being said, a good alternative that some of my friends are doing is to sleep straight after Isha Tarawih and sleep all the way up to Fajr, and then start studying after Fajr, after the Ibadat that you have to do, and get some focused hours in before school. Honestly, for me, I've tried this in the past and it doesn't work because I just end up getting super tired in the day and end up needing like a nap. I can't focus, and because I had nap, then I can't sleep as early as I did the night before. So it hasn't really worked for me, but it might suit you, so try it out if you can. Overall, with this simple routine that I've explained, you would have easily been able to do 6 to 8 hours of focused work. Obviously, depending on the time you have in between classes and things, but this is more than enough if you are focused and if you're doing effective studying sessions. With this routine, you wouldn't have had to sacrifice too much sleep either, and most importantly, you've maintained the purpose, the essence of Ramadan by doing the simple acts of worship that I've mentioned throughout the day. It doesn't have to be complicated. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith that to take up good deeds only as much as you are able, for the best deeds are those done regularly, even if they are few. An important point that I thought we need to address was that even though fasting, yes, is a challenge for us, it is so key to keep perspective, especially in this month. Because in comparison, there are too many people around the world who are also fasting, yet they're enduring much worse conditions than we are. We get to sleep on full stomachs and get to work in the comforts of our homes and schools, while there are hundreds of thousands of people that are going through forced periods of starvation and extremely inhumane conditions while they're fasting, such as the people of Gaza, such as many underprivileged communities around the world. So donate, do zakah, and as you go about your day, keep them in your mind, in your heart, and in your prayers. Be properly grateful for all the blessings that you have, and let's strive to make a positive impact, a positive difference in whatever way that we can. I hope this video provided you with some guidance. It is not perfect advice. In no means was it meant to be that way. It's probably just the sort of stuff I tell my brother to maximize and succeed in all facets that he has to of his life in this Ramadan. I'll link my new live studying series on this side where I go through and show you exactly how I'm studying new topics, old topics, how I'm revising my entire process in real time. And here I'll link the full 30+ minute detailed guides that I've been creating about exams, learning, and focus. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see more of this type of content. Leave a like, subscribe, spam the comments, all of that sort of stuff, and I will see you in the next one.